Good morning, mathematicians. On this final Thursday, our week 36, we actually already answered questions 1 and 2 yesterday with our coordinate plane. So we're going to jump on down to some place values and some moving parts. So notice here what we're doing. Use the place value chart and arrows to show how the value of each digit changes. So I'm starting with 7 and 1. Well, that 7 represents tens. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And for my ones, I have 1. Now, if I'm dividing by 100, then what is happening? I am going to move each of those all the way over, not one place value move, but two place value moves, right? So take a look. I'm going to move it from the tens to the tenths for my 7. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tenths. And for my hundredth, I move it from the ones over two place value positions to divide it by 100, and I move it over here to the hundredths place. So that is what we're looking at with our very first question. 71 divided by 100 gives us what? It doesn't really ask us to write our answer here, but we can go ahead and do that on this final Thursday because our 7 moved from the tens to the tenths, right? To the tenths. And from the 1 moved from the 1 to the hundredth. And certainly we have reflected that in an equation as well. To prevent children from falling in, Silly Wonka wants to put 4 railings of equal length along his chocolate river. The river currently has a length of 380 yards. How many feet will each railing measure? Well, we have 2 steps to solve this equation. The first thing we need to do is we need to divide up the 380 yards into the 4 railings of equal length. So this is my first step. I'm going to take 380 and I'm going to divide it by 4. Now, when I take a look at this, I see that 9 fact gets me really close, doesn't it? Because 9 times 4 is 36. And now I'm going to add my 0 because really I'm going to be thinking about 9 groups or 90 groups of 4, right? Well, when I subtract that, I get a difference of 20. How many times does 4 go into 20? Well, that goes in exactly 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20, has no remainder. So I know that each railing is going to be 95 what? Well, each railing is going to be 95 yards. That's what I just found in this. So if you said how many yards will each railing measure, my answer would be 95. But now what I need to know is I need to know, okay, if it is 30 or 95 yards, how many feet is that? So I need to take it from 95 yards to a certain number of feet. Well, how do I do that? My second part of my equation is to take 95 and multiply it by 3 because if it's 95 yards, I know that in 1 yard there's 3 feet. So I'm going to have to multiply by 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Here's my 5, carry my 1. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 1 is 28. So I have an answer of 285. So I'm going to come over here. How many feet will each railing measure? Each railing will measure 285 feet. And this was the first step, and this was the second step in my problem solving plan. Okay, our last question of the entire year is upon us, and we're looking at true and false. Are all trapezoids quadrilaterals? That's what I need to know here. Are all trapezoids quadrilateral? To be a quadrilateral, you have to have 4 sides. Does a trapezoid always and forever have 4 sides? Yes. So that is true. Number 2 says, rectangles are always parallelograms. Well, to be a parallelogram, you have to have 2 pairs of parallel sides. Does a rectangle always have 2 sets of parallel sides? Always and forever. So that is true. Our next one says all trapezoids have one right angle. Do all trapezoids have one right angle? I can draw a trapezoid with a right angle, two right angles, in fact, right? But I can also draw a trapezoid with no right angles. So this is false, especially when I see that word all. Okay, my last question. Trees have existed longer than sharks. That is false. Boys and girls, this finished out our Thursday final column.